even as a state of being. Color was so different, as if in violent symphony, sound a constant droning, a numbing, if you will, but it is the color I miss. Not the sounds, their weighted and heavy silences, and the inevitable depiction of self, but the observation of which my house became a study of color, crimson, cerulean, garnet, in a tribute to the war of their previous clashing, in later rich acquiescence. This is around the time that music became understandable as a thing of vehicle toward happiness. Why house must structure her, one's life? Why must the framed architecture endure to only find that you wake one morning and realize you have finally found the self, that she buried in the wake of color, but once intensity has dulled, you are now qualified for better perception, they say, but not without a tinge of. Is not thee. Was it fever that ravaged her, which had begun the ravaging? 16, scarlet, state of judgment. Perhaps it comes from what is lost. Is not the said crowned beauty, her long carmine locks stripped of garment, or I meant garnet, or sad cry of ruby. Loss of this loss, that which hung loose on your skin. How blood must intuit, does intuit clearly, where it might have or could have possibly taken you, born as she who would hook rags together the night my father was born into water. With the same desire you must have parted from your mother in her soft and lonely skin. Though he is not the makeup of pretenses, of the intentional misstitch taken, of the brush's last cut in the oiled cloth, the ever-present color, the high of its nausea, of the last blood and how she was taken, loss of loss, what was lost with your young daughter, surely cannot offset thee, as she went with thee with fever. She gave thee an unending of cattails and bondage. We must intuit clearly. For this we must of no contradiction come in the hours of waking in which Beulah was with me, friend. This truth, which is also beauty and light's divinity, your faltering syncretical force of which faith must heal, you who nearly died from this cutting should know, from this last loss must love's unstoppable hunger, love's disastrous consort. Of rigorous wanting in song. Of song and wanting its rigorous, borrowing a toward similar tunnel self, vigorous say picture, the when, all is this, and failure or risk of possibility, high, with crisis of point thee to, compiling assets in one's future, of a wearing indestructible, the moment, a harmony in. Vigorous she, this girl, and in so saying, signified, could picture only that something represented child, Wren. As something distracted was her mother, and her, but words, was child, this mother, sad her toward said child mother, and always implied merely was sex, her. Let us now assign as only in being of state a gender is as near toward, but implied, as usual, as only was gender, her, tomorrow of direction, the but nothing new, and desire of perfect in picture was she in moment, she wrapped beautiful, she perfectly, as was child. Say, as in the being of state pure as in the throat of one, is so throttled, caught as in bird. Noted stutterance of the aforementioned but song, chopped merely up, not in misspeaking and of consequence, but toward fleshed words, moment, a but flesh moment, as but flesh is, if as outwardly is the called picture in, the picture in as is was called out as if flesh, but as flesh is but a moment in words flesh, but consequence of birded in so misspeaking, not merely chopped up song, but say the stutterance of a bird caught or throttled in one's throat as a pure state of being, as the child was perfectly wrapped in the moment. She was a perfect picture of desire and knew nothing of but the direction of tomorrow. Her gender was only implied as gender is a state of being and only as a sign. Let's say her sex was merely implied toward her sad mother. This child was words, but her mother was distracted as what the child, she read her in such said moments represented or reprinted, something only a pictured moment or say what a texted moment might signify. Say harmony, say burden the indestructible wear of one's future, say bridal, assets compiling to the point of crisis with high possibility of risk or failure. And this is all when the picture tunnels itself similar toward a burrowing of girl, her small gaze and small-handed movements touch or read this what girl, she, our small girl, just girl.